zone, and they have to do everything they can to protect themselves and their property from Mexican drug cartels and illegal immigrants as well. Documentarian Chris Burgard witnessed the situation along the border at the Buenos Aires Wildlife Preserve in southern Arizona, and he joins us live this morning from Los Angeles. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning to you, Steve. How are you, sir?
Fine, thank you very much. It's good to have you.
Good to be had.
The Arizona Law 1070 is going to go into effect, it looks like, in a couple of days, and eyes are on the southern border. You're here to tell us, you did a documentary a couple of years ago, and it was a warning to people that what is going on down on our southern border, it's like a Wild West show with real guns and real bullets and real lives hanging in the balance.
It is. You know, one of the things we ran into down there was uniformed men carrying weapons, escorting contraband across the border in the Buenos Aires Animal Preserve. And, you know, now it's 5 years later, and where we were is now off limits to Americans. It's not safe for them to go there. And for the people that live in the Altar Valley, very much like the ranchers in Texas, they live in a constant state of fear. I mean, can you imagine going out to water your horses in the morning? Your dog comes up to you, drops a white ball, wants you to throw it, and it's not a ball, but it's a human skull from a woman that was killed on your ranch. That's what these folks are living with down there. It's pretty tense.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, and Chris, for people to say, look, we've got a border fence along some of that, and we've got a lot of patrol guys and gals. To that, you just laugh, don't you?
Well, you know, Steve, the border fence is very effective as a force multiplier, as we've seen out here in California at Imperial Beach. But in other places, like you just saw the footage there of Hudspeth County, Texas. Hudspeth County, Texas is where they had the incursion with the Mexican military Humvees a while back, facing off Texas law enforcement. Well, they finally came down and built the fence, but the fence stops about 500 yards from where the Humvees came across. And in that 3-mile section of fence, there's two 12-foot gaps that you could drive a truck through. And both of these gaps have paths going down to and across the river.
Yeah,
so that's a lot of money.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, if you were Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, how would you fix it?
Well, it's not a one-step fix, because the border, it's long. It's a multi-layered answer. The first thing I would do is, in Texas, I would give local law enforcement and Border Patrol all the resources they need to fight this. Texas Border Sheriff's Coalition has long been asking the Obama administration for military surplus to help them down there and what they're doing against the drug cartels. In Arizona, there are a lot of ranchers felt a lot safer when the National Guard was back out there. You go back to Hachita, New Mexico. We had a striker unit on the border. It shut down the most popular cocaine corridor in that state for the entire time they were out there.
Chris, those are all good ideas. Let's just hope somebody's listening, because there is trouble down there. All right, Chris Burgard, we thank you very much for joining us today from Los Angeles, sir. Thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
You bet. You as well.